And then we have parents who, in their zeal to do everything right, end up going to extremes. If you become too authoritarian, your child will begin to lie to you. If you become too emotional, you will cause your child to become depressed. If you're a perfectionist, your child will give up because they will never be able to please you and they will give up trying. If you're too protective, your child is going to be very insecure. We have a culture, a lot of times, sometimes, our culture, whether it's Pakistani culture or the Bangladesh or India, even Guyanese culture, we overprotect our children. And so they become insecure. We don't give them a chance to go out and take risk and to do things. If you're too liberal, your child will become spoiled. If you allow your child to do everything and just, oh, it's okay, go, you will have a spoiled child on your hands. And if you're biased in taking sides, your children will become very jealousful. They'll begin to hate each other. And so these are some pitfalls as parents we must avoid and seek a balance. Um, then comes the very important thing, which is to discipline your children. Uh, this is an important topic. Number one, always take time to explain to your children what the rules are and show them how to keep it so that they're clear. Mom said, don't step on this red mat. Don't use that particular glass. Whatever the rule is, we have to be very clear to the child so they understand the rules as laid down by mom and dad. Number two is we don't spank our children. I know some of you grew up being spanked. I have written an article on spanking, explaining why you should never spank your child. If you do want to copy that article, I'll look for it and you can request it and I'll try to send it in the email. When you spank it, it's been banned in almost 9 countries of Europe. I know people quote a hadith of the Prophet that when after 7 years you could beat your child to learn them to pray. The Prophet ﷺ never beat any of his children. We do not spank our children. It stops their brain development when you spank them. And it also sends the message that the way we solve problems is by violence. Because a lot of times the spanking is not for the child. It's for the parents to feel good. They spank their children, the children is crying, and then they say, oh, I love you. What kind of message are you sending? You love me, you just beat me almost half to death. We do not spank our children. It doesn't work as a way of punishment. A lot of times people come to me and they said, but look how good I turned out. My dad spanked me. I said, you know how much more better you would have been if you didn't get spanked? Doesn't work. Timeouts does not work. I wish when we were growing up we had timeouts. Oh, you misbehaved, just go stand up in a corner or go in your room. Doesn't work. It's a terrible way to punish children. The way you have to discipline children is to figure out what they love and let them know that video game, that particular activity, that particular opportunity, whatever it is that they love doing, that it comes at a price. And that if you don't behave, they will be taken away from you. When you deprive them of that thing which they love, they will listen because they don't want to be separated from that thing. And so this is one of the effective ways of disciplining the children, depriving them of something that they love. And you must let your punishment be appropriate to the violation. Sometimes parents go overboard. It has to be proportional. You can't just go, the child does something and you want to take it to punishment to this very high level. You have to always be proportional in the way you are administering that. And you must reward obedience. It's not only, as I mentioned before, catch them doing right and reward obedience. The most important part of this is take the time to explain to them, no matter how many times it takes, how to do it right. Because they're trying to learn how to do it. They may not get it the first time. Keep teaching them how to do it right, no matter how long it takes. I told you to fold it close this particular way. Child doesn't get it. I told you to fold it. You have to keep teaching them how to do it. So this is something that is important. Now, when you punish a child, You must only punish them if you had told them the rule and the consequences of violating it. If a child doesn't know the rule and they doesn't understand the consequences of not following the rule, you don't have the right to punish them like that. They must know this is the rule, these are the consequences if you violate the rule. Then punishment becomes okay. And you must always allow the child a way of fixing it, that he has an opportunity to negotiate and to navigate. Oh, dad, I know I was not supposed to do this. I messed up. How about I make a deal with you? Give them an opportunity to deal and negotiate. How about you don't punish me this time? And I will do this extra stuff over here as a way of showing a goodwill that I understand that I messed up here, but I don't want you to take away my stuff. I'm going to do this extra thing. Give them a chance to negotiate themselves out of it. But one of the most powerful things you can do with your child is to have power moments. You see, a child as they grow, they're looking for your attention. That's when children begin misbehave. A lot of time when a child is crying, even a little baby, they're looking for attention because you're not paying attention to them. You're not listening to them. They have something that they're trying to get to you or to get from you, and you don't have the time to do it. So you've got to have moments, 10 minutes a day, half an hour, whatever it is, in which you will tell your child, this is your moment with me, with mom, with dad. You can talk to me. Let me hear all your issues. When you begin to do that, that child will not act out as much. They will not have the need to just behave crazy to get your attention because they know they will have their moment with mom and dad. And so these are some of the things in terms of discipline our children. Lastly, support systems. Unfortunately, the magnitude of the job we have ahead, we don't have very good support systems. I want to say to you and admit to you that we really are in crisis. We have a few imams that you may go to. A lot of the imams are not able to give you good advice, but there are a few that will. You have other parents who may be going through similar things that you may consult. We have scholars who may be able to give you issues and some information. We have the professionals, like the professional counselor, professional doctors, or whatever the issue is with relation to your child. We have professionals within the Muslim community that may be able to provide some advice. And then we have the youth groups, which allow opportunities for the young people to get a chance to find a place.